Hello, students. We are going to discuss for today your function 2, classifying, the process of which is posting. So we are going to apply again our act, count, and think. Now, since this is function 2, let's take a look at which process this would be related in accounting. And if you take note, we have to relate it to the accounting cycle. And if you remember, our accounting cycle has 9 steps. No? So we are in the second phase of our accounting cycle. Then we do have 4 functions, and your posting is the second function. Okay. Now, these are the steps in your accounting cycle. We are done with the first two under journalizing, transaction analysis, and then journalize transaction. Then now we are discussing posting. Okay, later on we will have the third one. That's the last function that we're going to discuss in the class, which would be your preparation of the financial statement. Okay. Now, so why did I say that we are going to have only 3 functions? Kasi if you take a look at your 4 functions, diba, your recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpreting, only 3 will be related to the past. Okay? So, yun lang yung coverage ng subject matter natin. And recording is journalize, classifying is post, summarizing is the preparation of the financial statement, and of course, the one that's related to the future is making use of the financial statement analysis. All of which these items that we have from journalizing to financial statement analysis involves processes. We're done with journalize. We are now discussing posting. Okay. Now, since you decided na tipo nyo ang accounting, pag-usapan na natin yung mga dapat na skill para hindi kayo matipos. Okay? So, ano na uli ang tipos? Tools will give us the techniques and device. And input, your major concern will be relevance and reliability through faithful representation, because we know that garbage in is garbage out. Okay? Then we are using the systems approach. That's why we have the accounting cycle. There are specific steps that we need to follow. And in relation to relevance and reliability, your output needs to be effective and efficient to make sure that our resources are fully utilized, and everything that we're doing should support auditability of the system. That's why there are evidences that we have to make use of along the way, or in each procedure that we are going to do. So let's take a look at classifying. Ledger is the tool. That's the book of final entry in your books of account. Then we have journal entry as your input. Process will be posting. Output will be trial balance. And storage will be journal. But we say we are utilizing the system approach. So your input in classifying will be the output in the first function, which is recording. Ito yung naging output. And the tool in your recording function will now be stored rather, yung journal. Kasi 'di ba, ano yung books of account natin? Ledger at saka journal. So kailangan i-store mo yung journal kasi siya yung evidence mo doon sa ipopost mo. Okay? So, yun yung ano natin, basis. So, ano na yung mga in-store natin sa journal? Siyempre, yung general journal at saka yung uh, special journal. But with your journal entry, you have, dalawa yan, diba? Compound and simple. Yan yung natutunan natin sa output. Tapos, dito sa journal nyo, dalawa din. Yung kanina, sabi ko nga, general and special. Although, ang natapos pa lang natin, general. Titake up natin yung special sa merchandising. And yung ledger, kung ang journal may general na, may special pa, yung ledger nyo, ganun din. May general na, pero siya subsidiary. No? And then your trial balance would be dalawa din. Laging dalawang klase, no? When we are looking at options. No? So, we would learn about adjusted, unadjusted, then balances and total with regards to trial balance. And take note that your journal and ledger are your set of books, no? Yan yung tools sa buong accounting um, cycle. Then the posting will be, ano siya, the process of transferring the recorded transaction in the journal to your ledger. Okay? Now, so let's reflect, review, and assess. Because sabi nga, garbage in, garbage out. So, anong ginamit natin? Sa first function, ang tool nyo, journal. And we follow the steps 1 to 5 in your transaction analysis. And the last that we utilize in step 5 is chart of account, which would be very crucial in preparing your ledger. Okay? Kasi siya ang magiging input nyo doon sa paggawa ng specific ledger. Tama nga itatransfer natin yung what had been journalized, pero yung dami nung itatransfer mo, magdidepende din dun sa dami ng nakalagay sa chart of accounts. Okay, so sabi natin, pag natapos na yung steps 1 to 5, 3-in-1 na yon, no? Yung 3 J's natin. Pag nag-journalize ka, journal lang ginagamit, tapos may journal entry ka na. Kaya 3-in-1, synergy, sabi nga natin. Ano na uli yan? Your journal is the book of original entry, and we are done with the general journal. And sabi natin, journalizing is the process of recording transaction. We made use of the 5 steps rule. And your journal entry is the recorded transaction, and you have simple or compound entry. Okay, now these are your tool, the journal. Journalizing is the process, and journal entry is the output. So, ano yung wala na lang? Input and storage. So, let's take a look at the input. Now, we're very familiar with this, the 5 steps rule or transaction analysis. And why do we have transaction analysis? Because you made an exchange. There, you transact with an entity, no? And the first thing that you have to do is determine the value received and parted with your partner. And what did you receive and parted with? Why you receive it? No, it's either increase or decrease, and this increases and decreases or decreases should be in your left or right. Left is the debit, right is your credit. And when should it be done? Upon exchange, and you have to properly utilize the proper title with the use of the chart of accounts. Okay, now let's take a look at the source document. Now, in your source document, what have you noticed? We have, pag you receive cash or you parted with cash, you are going to have official receipt. O, kita nyo, kailan kayo nag-i-issue ng official receipt? If you sell services, no? And you receive it. Okay, ayan yung term o receive. Okay, inflow yan. So, magiging ano yan? Dito yung nagde-debit tayo ng cash. No? Pagka tayo ay naka-receive ng cash. Okay? Pag naka-receive ka ng cash, burahin natin to. Sa iba ko na ituro eh. Okay? So, pag naka-receive kayo ng cash, obligado, no? Obligado, pag naka-receive kayo ng cash, magbibigay ka ng official receipt. At dahil value received is cash, ide-debit mo yung cash. No? At mag-i-issue ka ng official receipt. Pag ikaw ang tumanggap ng official receipt, ito yung magke-credit ka ng cash. Okay, bakit? Kasi disbursement yan. No? Nagbayad ka. Diba? So, nabawasan yung pera mo. Yan. So, pagka tumanggap ng pera, mag-i-issue ng official receipt. Pag naglabas ng pera, ano mangyayari? Tatanggap ng official receipt. Okay? Yan. So, ang official receipt, ini-issue o tinatanggap. Pag nag-issue ka, naapektuhan ang cash, nagkaroon ng increase ng cash, kaya dinidebit kasi asset yan. Pagka naglabas ng pera, nabawasan ang cash, so kaya kinikredit yan. Okay? Now, paano pag invoice? Pag invoice, pag ikaw nagbenta, syempre tawag dyan, sales invoice. Pag ikaw bumili, syempre ang tawag dyan, purchase invoice. Okay? So, ito, paano mo ito nire-record? Accounts receivable. Okay? So, pagka kailan accounts receivable? Kapag seller. Dito, magiging accounts payable. Dahil, buyer. Okay, so, kailangan alam nyo pag sa invoice, kailangan alam nyo kung sino ka? Seller or buyer. Okay? Pag seller, accounts receivable. Pag buyer, accounts payable. At ano ang tawag natin sa invoice? Pag seller, sales invoice. At kapag buyer, purchase invoice. Okay? So, pag sales invoice, ikaw nag-i-issue. Pag purchase invoice, ikaw ang tumatanggap. Okay? So, ulitin natin. Sales invoice, pag seller. Purchase invoice, pag buyer. At pag sales invoice, ikaw nag-i-issue. Pag purchase invoice, ikaw nagre-receive. Pag ikaw nag-issue, mag-i-increase yung asset mo, may karapatan kang maningil, kaya accounts receivable. Pag ikaw tumanggap, may obligasyon ka, madadagdagan yung liability mo, kaya accounts payable. Okay? O, ano pa ibang source document? Deposit slip. Pag deposit slip, ano ibig sabihin yan? Ilalagay mo sa bangko. So, from cash on hand, magiging cash in bank. Diba? So, pagka may deposit slip ka, ano mangyayari? Tataas yung cash in bank mo, bababa yung cash on hand mo. O, pagka ganon, ano mangyayari? Ano mangyayari? Tumaas yung cash in bank, so that would be increase in asset. Bumaba yung cash on hand, that will be decrease in asset. Okay? So, ano yung magiging entry natin dyan? Ano yung value receive mo? Acknowledgement from the bank. Diba? Kaya magiging debit mo dyan, debit, cash in bank, and then dahil ano nilabas mo? Ay di pera din, pero cash on hand, yan yung i-credit mo. Diba? Yun. Kasi nabawasan yung cash on hand mo. Nadagdagan yung cash in bank. Which is a different case kapag ka withdrawal slip. Anong tatanggapin mo? Ay, di tatanggap ka ng pera galing sa bangko. Mababawasan, di ba? Tatanggap ka ng pera galing sa bangko, mababawasan yung pera mo sa bangko. So, ano mangyayari dyan? Ano yung tinanggap mo? Cash on hand. Ano yung sabi natin? Pag value received, debited. Diba? Ano yung value parted with mo? Acknowledgement sa bangko na tinanggap mo na yung pera galing sa kanila. So, cash in bank, i-credit mo siya. Diba? O, yun. Ano pa ibang source document natin? Siyempre, kung may mga empleyado ka, siyempre nag-DTR yon o kaya naman time cards. Pagka mga, halimbawa, tawag nila yan, pag yung mga, may mga ginagamit silang machine, ganon. DTR manual kasi yan, no? Yung pagsusulat. Pag time cards, yun, may mga machine sila na ginagamit. Okay? So, ito, saan ito? Sa basis mo kung nagpapasweldo ka ng tao mo. 'Di ba? Kasi kailangan alam mo kung kailan siya umabsent, ganun. So, yun yung basis niya. So, ano yung value received natin as a business? Remember, laging perspective ng business. Di syempre natanggap mo yung DTR, yun yung basis ng service. Ano yung sabi natin? Pagka tumatanggap ng service, expense yun. O, di ba? Kaya ayan, salary expense. Ano ba pinambabayad natin sa sweldo? Di cash. So, ang parted with nyo dyan, cash. So, pagkadalasan, ano yan? Value received mo, service. So, bakit? Kasi nagpapasweldo ka. Diba? And then, cash. Pagka ATM ang ginagamit, de cash in bank. No? Pag cheque, cash in bank din yan. Siyempre, pag nagbibigay kayo ng cash, di syempre, cash on hand, magiging credit nyo. Sa check, pag ikaw tumanggap ng check, kailan ka ba tumatanggap ng check? Ito pagkagaling sa customer, pag naniningil ka. Nag-i-issue ka ng check pag nagbibigay ka sa supplier. Yung nagbabayad ka ng mga utang mo. O di, ma'am, pagka tumanggap ako ng check, ano magiging entry ko? Pag ikaw tumatanggap ng check, ano yan? Dahil nagbabayad na yung customer mo, ano yun? Di may pera ka na. Di ba, ayan inflow. So, debit, cash, credit, accounts, receivable. Siyempre, nagbayad na siya. Then, nabawasan yung pautang mo. Di ba? Samantalang kapag ikaw ang nag-issue, ano yan? Parted with mo, nabawasan yung pera mo. Pero nabawasan din utang mo, di ba? Nabawasan yung utang. Makakatanggap ka ng acknowledgement. O di ano na yan? Accounts payable. Di ba? Yun ang debit mo. Ang credit mo dyan, cash. Bakit? Naglabas ka nga ng pera. Di ba? Nag-issue ka ng cheque. O, yun yun. Ma'am Pan, halimbawa, anong date ngayon? November 18. Ang natanggap mo na cheque, November 30 pa. Hindi pa yun. Ala pa yun. Alang cash yun. Post-dated yun. Accounts receivable pa din. Okay? So, kailangan magiging cash lang siya kung yung cheque naka-date nung araw na yung yun na yun, yung pwede mo na siyang i-encash. Ganon. Pag sa customer. Ganon ka din kapag sa panuto mo naman bilang isang organisasyon na ikaw ang nag-issue. Katulad ngayon kung November 18, kung naka-date ngayon na November 18, ay anytime pwede nang i-encash yun ng supplier mo. Ikaw din, kung ano receive mo November 18, o di anytime pwede mo na siyang, pag dineposit mo, magki-clear na siya. Ganon. Pero kung ang natanggap mo halimbawa November 18 ngayon, lagyan ko dito. Today, halimbawa, November 18. Yung date ng check, November 19 o kaya November 20 o 21. Lahat yan, AR yan. Magiging cash lang siya kung ang date ng check, November 18. No? Yung date ng check. Dito lang siya magiging cash. Okay? Yung mga nakadate ng 19, 20, 21, 30, lahat yan AR. Magiging debit lang sa cash yan o credit sa cash kung ngayon ay November 18 at yung date nung check mo ay November 18 din. O, klaro yun na. So, crucial. Anong crucial sa cheque? Always look at the date. Because your entry, the entry, dependent sa date. Dependent doon sa date ng check. Okay? So, yung entry dependent on the date of the check. If today, so review tayo. If today is November 18, the only time that it will be debited or credited to cash is if it is also November 18. But if the date of the check is 19, 20, 21, then that would be AR if it is a client, no? And that would be AP if we are the one issuing. If you're the one receiving it, receive, accounts receivable. Receive, receivable. Okay? Pero pag ikaw nag-issue, magiging accounts payable because you're the one promising. Okay, clear? So that's with regards to check. Now, let's relate what we discussed of tools, input, process, output, and storage of classifying and recording to the whole accounting process. Ano palang natapos natin? Storage, yung source document, yung input, yung transaction, tsaka yung recording. Ngayon, pinag-uusapan na natin yung posting kasi that is crucial. Malapit na tayo sa decision. Diba? Which we base it on some because we have to have a faithful representation with regards to storage because it would support reliability and verifiability. Okay? Now, yan. Classifying na tayo. Posting. Sabi sa atin, post. Ano ibig sabihin ng post sa atin? No? Although that is the process of transferring what you have recorded, no, in the journal to the ledger. But when you say post, you have to have proper knowledge. Proper knowledge with what? P for proper knowledge. Ano yun? Dapat alam nyong gumawa ng chart of accounts kasi accounting kayo. Tapos, di ba, ang chart of accounts, yan yung fifth step sa transaction analysis. Yan kasi yung gagamitin nyo sa paggawa ng ledger. Tapos, alam nyo din dapat kung ano yung ledger. Yung ledger, general at saka subsidiary. Okay? And because you have to transfer. Magta-transfer. Nako, dapat may outstanding character ka. Ma'am, bakit? Di ba may lapping? Ano yung lapping? Sa accounting kasi pag sinabing lapping, halimbawa, kumulekta ka sa isang customer mo, no? Halimbawa, mangungulekta ka kay customer A. Pero inilagay mo kay customer B. Ay, bakit ma'am ganun? Yun yung lapping kasi yung collection mo dati, nagamit mo ng personal para mapagtakpan mo na nagamit mo yun. Ipopost mo yung second collection mo doon sa kliyente mo na una mong nakolekta. Parang ganon. Kaya napaka-importante ng paggawa ng faithful representation, yung karakter ng information at karakter na gumagawa ng proseso. Okay? Kasi yan, your action will be dependent upon the character of the one doing the work. Okay? And remember, faithful representation is one of your fundamental characteristics in your qualities, no? Of a good or a reliable information. Yun. Bakit kailangan nating gawin to? Kasi sabi nga natin, the reason we need to have proper knowledge is for us to acquire the skills. And what skills do we need to acquire? Well, properly transferring what had been recorded in the journal to the ledger. At the same time, making sure that what we did are faithfully correct, no? Accurate. And since we would like to be accurate and verifiable, ayan, it has to make sure that your debit would equal your credit. Di ba? Yan yung nasa theory of debit and credit nyo. Yan yung crucial yan sa skills na ma-acquire nyo. You have to be very careful. Di ba? Why? Kasi sabi nga, ano yung T? You have to provide information in a timely manner kasi you have to make decision. And that is for the purpose of relevance. Ano na yung relevance? Nando ka sa panahong kailangan ka ng partner mo. O, tingnan nyo yung una ha. Ikaw ba pag may partner, kailangan faithful ka? Siyempre, para katiwa-tiwala ka. O, ikaw ba pag may partner, kailangan nandun ka sa panahon na kailangan ka niya? Oo naman. O, yun yung relevance. O, ang relevance saka faithful representation, ano yan? Fundamental characteristics of your qualitative objective sa ano nyo, conceptual framework. Sa conceptual framework, fundamental qualities yan ng financial information. Relevant na, faithful pa. O, di ba ganun ang gusto nyong karelasyon? No? Very loyal, mapagkakatiwalaan, at laging nandun sa panahon na kailangan mo. Bakit? Kasi kailangan natin gumawa ng trial balance. Lahat naman ng relasyon dumadaan sa trials. Dahil magaling ka magbalanse, di tumatagal yung relasyon nyo. Diba? Dahil, anong sabi? Relevant na siya, faithful pa. Okay? So, that's our post. That's what you have to do in post. Okay? So, kailangan magaling ka mag-post, diba? Para impressive. I'll review ulit tayo. Ledger, tools, the output of recording will be the input, and the tools will be in recording, should be stored, and your journal entry will be compound and single, or rather simple, and your journal will be a general and special. Your ledger will be general and subsidiary, both are GS. Trial balance is of two types, and posting will be from general to ledger. Okay, so ano ang general ledger? So, nasa tool na tayo. Controlling account. Ma'am, ba't may salitang control? Kasi siya yung pinaka-basis nung inilalagay sa subsidiary. Kung halimbawa, ang general ledger mo, gamitin natin receivable. Okay? Ang general ledger mo sa receivable, ang total ay 1 million. Okay? Dapat pag tinotal mo yung subsidiary ledger ng receivable, ang total din yan, 1M. Ang kaibahan lang, ito may detalye. Kasi halimbawa, ang kliyente mo, mga 100 ang clients mo. No? O yun, sinasabi niya magkano bawat utang ng bawat isa. Kaya nga details. Ayan sabi, details. Ma'am, ano ba yung mga subsidiary? O, bago natin pag-usapan yung subsidiary, review ulit tayo. Ano yung general? Controlling account. Okay? Siya yung basis ng lahat ng nakalagay dito sa subsidiary. So, ano-ano yung nasa subsidiary? O, check and balance ang subsidiary and general, hindi pwedeng magkaiba. Kailangan, kung ano yung nasa general, yun ang subsidiary. Okay? Kung ano yung nasa general, yun yung subsidiary. Kasi ang basis ng subsidiary, yung general. Okay? So, pang check and balance yan. And, where do you base your general ledger? Chart of accounts. So, kung halimbawa, ang dami ng account mo, 1,000, ganun kadami yung general ledger mo, 1,000. Tapos, kung gaano kadami yung supplier mo, tsaka yung kliyente mo, bawa client mo, sabi ko nga, 100, 100 din yung subsidiary mo. Ang supplier mo, 50. O di 50 yung subsidiary mo sa supplier. Tapos marami kang properties. Ang properties mo, mga 80 properties, land, ganon. Fixtures, equipment, building, di ba yan yung properties? Ay, ganon kadami yung magiging subsidiary mo. Okay? Ano-ano yung ginagawa ng subsidiary? Yun yung client, supplier, property. Ano yung itsura ng general ledger natin? Ang itsura ng general ledger natin, then yung yung tool natin, no? Ang itsura ng general ledger natin ito. Ayan, merong date, may particulars or item, then may post-reference pa rin tayo, may debit. So, 5 pa din yung parts niya, 'di ba? Ang kaibahan lang niyan, may debit at saka credit side. Tapos may explanation parehas, debit and credit side. At pansinin nyo, it resembles, 'di ba? T pa din. Laging ang ledger nyo simple pa, yan, ang skeletal form niyan, T account. Ano yung skeletal form ng general ledger? T account. Okay? Ang parts niyan, 5, tapos kailangan may account title, tapos may account code. Okay? So, kung gaano kadami yung account nyo, gaano kadami general ledger, kung 100, 100 yung general ledger mo. Kung ang chart of accounts mo, 100, 100 din yung general ledger mo. Okay? O, yan. Yung folio, saan galing yan? Ay related siya sa journal. Okay? Kung yung journal, may folio din, related naman siya sa general ledger. Okay. O, ano na uli yung mga nilalagay natin sa subsidiary ledger? Ito yung sa client, ito yung sa supplier, yung payable, yung inventory, pag merchandising, these are your goods, items for sale, yung supplies, ito yung ginagamit mo sa office for administrative purposes. Tapos yung properties, alam nyo namang yan yung long term, yan yung mga fixed asset nyo, yan yung land, building, furniture and fixture, equipment, tools, yan yon. Ang subsidiary ledger, kamukha din niya ng general ledger. Ang kaibahan niya lang, yung sa account title nyo, ilalagay nyo yung kaninong client yan, kaninong supplier, anong property yan, yun yung anong supply yan, yun yun. Siyempre may code pa din, no? So they are essentially the same. So ulitin ko ang T account siya, skeletal form ng ledger nyo. Tapos 5 yung parts ng nasa subsidiary ledger and your subsidiary general ledger. Okay? Input na tayo. Tapos na tayo sa tools. Ano yung tools natin? General ledger, subsidiary ledger. Ano yung general ledger? Controlling account. Ano yung subsidiary ledger? Siya yung detalye ng general ledger. Ano yan check and balance. Okay, input na tayo. Ito yung sample ng journal entry natin. Sabi natin yung folio, yan yung sa posting. Di eto na. Ito yung general ledger, ito yung general journal. Paano sila related? Ano yung unang gagawin? No? Tandaan T account. Ayan yung unang gagawin mo. Ano yun, ma'am? Yung month and day, dito sa general journal, lilipat mo dito. Tapos yung particulars dito sa general journal, ililipat mo din dito sa general ledger. Yan yung unang-unang gagawin mo. Ma'am, ano yung pangalawa? Ayan. Ilalagay mo anong page siya sa general journal. Na. Yan yung pangatlo po. Yan. Ilalagay mo magkano yung debit or credit. Kasi depende doon sa entry kung naka-debit ba siya o naka-credit. Tapos yung pang-apat, i-compute mo yung balanse. Tapos titingnan, nakalagay din dyan kung debit or credit. Yung pang-5, ayan, yung general journal mo, ilalagay mo, ano yung account code dito, Eh, syempre maraming page yan. So, yung general ledger mo, kailangan ilagay mo din yung page. Ulitin natin. Ano yung una? Yung araw at buwan sa taon na to, lalagay mo, lilipat mo from journal to ledger. Tapos yung explanation dito sa journal, ililipat mo din. So, depende kung nasa debit siya o credit, di ba? Sa explanation. Tapos, yung folio, ayan o, anong page siya galing sa journal? Folio sa general ledger. Tapos, ililipat mo kung debit o credit. Kung naka-debit, debit mo. Kung naka-credit, i-credit mo. Diba? And then, compute the balance. And you have to reflect if the balance is debit or credit. Then, after that, you have to write in your general journal the account code and the page. So, ano yung ginawa natin sa posting? Ito yan. We write the date and the description. No? Sometimes, most often yung routine entries, hindi na natin nilalagyan ng description. Eh, routine eh. Diba? It's a regular transaction. No? You know what to expect. Then, after that, nilagay natin yung page sa posting reference sa folio. Then, we would put the debit and credit. Yun yung kanginang ginawa natin sa sample. And then, you have to determine the balance if it is debit or credit. And then, yan, sa general journal, lalagyan natin ng account number tsaka page, lalo na kumakapal yung general ledger mo. Okay? Now, ano bang ginagawa sa posting? Okay. O di, paano gagawin natin sa posting? Kung halimbawa, magawa tayong entry, no? November 18. You have debit, cash, credit, Wayne Capital. Yan yung kanginang sample natin eh. No? Bawa 10,000, 10,000. Ano mangyayari dyan? T-account na lang gamitin natin ha. O, edi, ito yung cash, ito yung Wayne Capital. Diba? Dahil naka-debit to, ano gagawin natin? November 18, 10,000. No? Dahil naka-credit to, ito yan. Diba? Ito dito yan mapupunta. Diba? November 18, 10,000. Okay? So, kung yun yung using T-account, dadagdagan nyo na lang yan ng page number. Ganun. Tapos, ano pa? Halimbawa, 19. You have transportation expense and then cash. O, let's say 1,000. 1,000. Ano to? 19. So, November 19, 1,000. Then, magkikreate tayo ng panibago dito. Diba? Transportation expense. November 19, 1,000. So, kailangan maingat ka sa pagta-transfer. Make sure na yung naka-debit, debit. Yan, kasi to debit. At yung naka-credit, credit. Diba? O, ano pa? All about 20. Accounts receivable. Tapos, service income. 5,000. 5,000. So, magkikreate tayo dito ng accounts receivable. Diba? Receivable. Yan. Ano to? November 20, 5,000. Kasi debit yung accounts receivable mo. Tapos dito, gawa tayo ng service income. Naka-credit siya. So, kikredit natin. November 20, 5,000. O, ganun yung, yung posting. From, ito yung sa journal entry natin. To, ito yung mga journal entry, tinransfer natin sa general ledger. Okay? Dadagdagan nyo na lang yan ng explanation, ng page number. Yun yan. And general ledger account code. Pero ang crucial diyan, yung pag-transfer nyo dapat kung debit, kung credit, credit. At kung 10,000, 10,000, hindi naging 100,000 o naging, alam mo yan, yung nadadagdagan, nababawasan. Kaya nga faithful representation, bawal ang dagdag bawas. Or na debit napunta sa credit. Yun yung ano diyan, medyo maging careful kayo sa posting. Okay. So, yung ginawa natin kanina, ano yan? Tinatawag na cross-referencing. Okay? Yung kanina sa previous page. Di ba? Anong ginawa natin? Ano tayo? Nag-date. Inilagay natin yung journal entry sa bawat ledger. Ang tawag doon, cross-referencing or posting. Yun din yun. Sa iba kasi pag cross-referencing, you are also validating with the source document kapag ka sa client at saka sa supplier. Okay? Yan. Then, ayan, punta na tayo sa, nasa output na tayo ha. O magpiprepare na tayo ng trial balance. Kaya piniprepare yung trial balance, we have to know if the processes that we have undergone is somehow reliable. Kasi nga 'di ba ano ang basis natin? Yung tinransfer naman natin na debit at credit, sabi natin, ang debit should equal credit. Tapos sabi pa natin, asset is equal to liability plus equity. Yun, ipoprove niya kung equal yung na-transfer mo. Pero hindi nun masasabi kung yung amount, halimbawa, 1,000, yung amount, na ilipat mo na 100. Parehas na 100, yung debit credit. Hindi nung sasabihin, nung trial balance na namali ka ng from 1,000 naging 100. Pero ang sasabihin ng trial balance, yung na-debit mo at na-credit mo equal. Okay? Yun lang. Okay. Tapos, the good thing with trial balance, it would facilitate the summarizing of the balances para makagawa ka ng financial statement. Okay? Tapos, ano pa, pagka nagpiprepare ng trial balance, dapat inuuna mo yung asset and then susunod, yung ano mo, naka-code siya sa ale mo. Okay? Yes. Nauuna yung, ano ba itawag natin doon sa mga, yung balance sheet accounts, ano ba tawag natin doon? Real account. Yung income statement, ano siya? Real at saka, ano yung, ito yung sa income statement 'di ba? Revenue, yung tsaka expense. Tapos itong mga to, nilalagay sa balance sheet. Real at saka temporary. Okay? Crucial yan kasi sa nag-discuss na tayo ng closing entry, itong temporary ang kino-close yung mga nasa income statement. Ito yung mga kino-close. Okay? Okay. So, ulitin natin. Pag gumagawa ng trial balance, dapat it should be in the order of ALE. Inuuna yung asset, susunod liability, and then equity accounts. Di ba nasa bandang dulo yung revenue at saka yung expense? O yun. Inuuna yung real account, isusunod yung mga temporary account. Okay? Ang real ay permanent account. Ma'am, kung may temporary, ano pa ibang term dyan? Nominal. Okay? O, yun. So, ano yung mga klase ng trial balance? O, ito yung isa. Trial balance of balances, tsaka trial balance of total. Ma'am, paano ko malalaman kung ang pin-repair ay trial balance of balances at saka trial balance of total? O, di gawa tayo. No? Yan. Halimbawa, cash to. Kunwari cash. Nakadebit mo sa cash, 1,000. And then you have 2,000. You have 5,000. Tapos, ang naka-credit mo sa cash, 500. And then you have here 1,000. Okay? So, ilan yung total debit mo? You have 1 plus 2, 3 plus 5, 8. Ilan yung total credit mo? Diba? O, lagyan pa natin dito ng 500. Yan, 2,000. Okay? Ano yung balance mo? 8 minus 2, 6,000. Okay? Pag gumawa ka ng trial balance of balances, paano magiging itsura? Ano ba parts ng trial balance? May head. Heading. Ano yung heading? Ang heading mo, name of company, that will be your eyes. And then title, it would be trial balance, and then yung date. Okay? The eyes, the nose, and the lips. This will be your heading. O, sa ulo mo, ano meron? Mata, ilong, bibig. Ano ang mata mo? Name of the company. And then the title, and then the date. So, dito, ano to? This will be your account title. And this will be your debit. This will be your credit. Sabi, asset, diba? O di cash. And you have accounts receivable. Then you have land. And then, ano na tayo? Payable. Liability na tayo. Accounts payable. Sample pa lang naman to eh. And then, Wayne Capital. And then, you have service income. And then, you have transportation expense. Okay. Yung kanina, balikan natin. Ito, yung cash mo, paano pag ang ginawa mo, trial balance of, o kunwari, ito ay trial balance of balances. Kung trial balance of balances, ano yung makikita? Ano yung ilalagay natin? Ito. 6,000. Ito yung nilalagay sa trial balance of balances. Etong 8,000 at saka itong 2,000, yan yung nilalagay sa trial balance of total. Okay? So, pagka pala trial balance of total, malalagyan yung debit at credit. Pag trial balance of balances, malalagyan lang kung ano yung, ano to? It is a debit balance. Diba? So, debit balance yan. Dahil mas mataas yung debit kaysa sa credit. And besides, ano ba normal balance ng cash? Debit. Madalang naman na negative ang cash naman. Pwede rin, pero dapat madalang yan. Okay. So, yun. So, kung trial balance of balances, dito mo ilalagay yung 6,000. Pagka trial balance of total, paano mangyayari? So, yung cash mo, 8,000, tapos dito, 2,000. Debit, credit. Okay? That is with regards to, yun ang kaibahan. Ito yung trial balance of total. Ito yung trial balance of balances. Yan yung kaibahan ng itsura nila. Okay? Pag trial balance of total, may nakalagay sa debit at sa credit. Pag trial balance of balances, ang kukuhanin mo lang ay yung balance. Tapos lalagay mo lang kung debit or credit siya. Tapos syempre dito, lalagyan nyo na ng total. Tapos ang total dapat naka-double rule. Diba? Kasi it would indicate final answer. Laging ang final answer nyo naka-double rule pag sa accounting. Ano? Tandaan nyo yan. So, ano yung parts ng trial balance? Header and the body. The body should have what? Account title, the debit and the credit amount, and ano pa? Ano pa? The debit and the credit amount and the total. Okay? So, the body should have title, debit and credit amount, and the total amount aside from the heading. So, the major parts of the trial balance is the header and the body. Okay? The header, tatlo. The body ay apat. Okay? Head, ang ulo, may mata, may ilong, may bibig. Kaya yan ang nilalagay. Name of the company, the title, and the date. Okay? Kung meron tayong trial balance of balances at trial balance of total, ano pa yung isa? E di, trial balance of unadjusted or adjusted. Ma'am, ano yan? E di ito without balances, no? The balances reflected in the trial balance is without adjustments. Big sabihin, this is prepared before all the adjusting entries. Yun lang yun. No? Ito yung nire-reflect dun sa worksheet na trial balance. Ito yung nakalagay sa worksheet mo. Okay? Yung unadjusted trial balance. So, yun din. I-remind ko lang kayo na may header, tapos may body. Ano yung nasa body? The account title, the amount of debit and credit, and the total, which should be underlined using the double rule system to indicate finality. And the sequence should be ale, no? Of which the income and the expense should be the last one because these are the nominal account. These are temporary. This one would be your real account. This one would be permanent. Okay? Then, ano na ngayon? Oh, we're almost done. What's our 5 W's in classifying? The who, laging, si business, is sole proprietorship. And in your classifying, it's so crucial for the elements kasi when you prepare the trial balance, it should be in the order of your ALIs. Then your journal entry is the basis of classifying. After the journal entry, that's the time that you can do posting. Why do we need to do this? Because we have to sort and organize for us to know the balances and to be assured that there's really equal debit and credit. And where do we put it? In the ledger. And what's our concept and principles in classifying? Of course, with who, it is the entity concept. And you have elements in what? Your when would be the recognition criteria in your conceptual framework. Your understandability and timeliness will be your enhancing qualities, and relevance and faithful representation will be your fundamental qualities. These are your why. Why are you doing classifying? Kasi kailangan maintindihan ng user. Kailangan maibigay natin to sa panahong kailangan nila, no? Para maging useful o relevant sa paggawa ng desisyon. At ito ay ginagamit natin yung ledger or yung book of accounts. And let's take a look at what's our takeaway for today, our food for thought. No, medyo matagal nating diniscuss yung posting. Trial balance, we learned about trial balance of balances and total, unadjusted and adjusted. And we learned that cross-referencing is similar to posting. And the difference sometimes with the cross-referencing and posting will be looking at the process of transferring from the journal to the ledger. Cross-referencing would look into the source document, no? The one that you put from the general ledger to the subsidiary ledger. Okay? So let's go to the accountant think. Ang output natin dito, cross-referencing and posting, that's your second function. Ano yung process na ginawa natin sa posting? 5, diba? Yung steps. At ano yung naging input natin? Yung chart of accounts from the recording function. And, and the device that we use is the account, the T account, no, in posting. So class. So is it really post? That's what we did? Yeah, because you have to have proper knowledge, you have to have outstanding character, and with a few of sample that we had, you do have acquired um, no skills. And why? Because we have to make decision in a timely manner, and it will be facilitated by the preparation of the trial balance. So, class, always rejoicing in hope, and patience in tribulation, and persistence in prayer, because you have to be strong, you do not give up, because you have to remember your work will always be rewarded. Thank you for listening and good day.